not gonna lie, it's been a little while since I've done some Street Fighter. Ken is one of those people. He's one of those main character rival type characters, so it's easy to underrate him because he's not Ryu, but he's still ridiculously strong and a very strong fighter in the verse. But before I go any farther, you already know the deal. I gotta give a shout out to those that have donated to the channel. Appreciate it a lot. You probably got a decent idea of how strong he is already just based on my Ryu video and stuff like that. The universe he's in has a lot of powerful people, and he holds his ground in this universe, meaning that he has to be similar in strength as well, because let's be honest, it's pretty straightforward when they fight each other. You have to be on a certain level of strength to even be able to hang in there, right?
Come on, let's turn up the heat.
He's one of those people where you would call silver plattered, silver spoon, spoiled, whatever you want to say it. He was the son of the most wealthy hotel being in the United States of America. Due to him being spoiled, it angered his father. So at the age of 12, Ken was sent to Japan to learn discipline, respect the ways of martial arts by his father's friend, Goken, you know, the same guy. That's heavily involved with why Ryu's such a beast and trained Ryu. Stuff like that, right? Ryu ended up being his training partner. They ended up being best friends, rivals. If I'm being honest, training in this universe can get you far. Being able to just straight up learn energy projection, he learned the Shoryuken attack, different type of techniques, mastering his chi, inner chi. Part of his fighting style is the Tatsumaki Senpuku. He can even do airborne Tatsumakis, Shinryuken, an epic technique that should be respected. Boom, 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 all those freaking kicks. Fire. That also gives you an idea of this universe as well, just for the fact they have fires in their attack. Girin Senpuku, he has a lot of different techniques, even kicks with flames. Just supernatural looking stuff. Gotta love the speed too. They have ridiculous reflexes on top of it. Here's this thing known as the Enzamu kick, forward step kick, just a lot of different unorthodox moves. The thunder kick, chin buster, hit, mixing his blows and kicks, then do combo. He has this move, lion breaker, double kick basically. Has this move known as the knee bash, like a triple kick to the face. This move known as the hell wheel, knock your opponent off balance. In some ways, his fighting looks different than Ryu's, like this kick in Street Fighter V. This version of the Tatsumaki Senpu kick. Then he has the Reppo and the Ryushu. It's like he's kicking out Hadouken type of stuff. Wouldn't that be very hard to telegraph? Then he has this move, this slide kick, like that. He has his focus attack, break through your guard, and he can kind of dash forward to you in a blur type effect. He's very good at parrying, the counterattack, parry, then kick. Boom, blitz. He has this different type of Hadouken, fire Tatsumaki. You have to respect Ken, no matter who's your favorite, simply because in one of his many occasions, he was able to leave fire like a fire circle. Chi fire, I'm assuming. In the comic book lore, this is from Street Fighter Unlimited, and this is one of his moves from the game. He doesn't care where he trains. He even trains on a bridge. Tatsumaki, he even killed several demons using his Hadouken, along with characters like Sagat. You ever wondered why he does like a uppercut that has fire behind it? Because he's evidently the one that created the Shinryuken. That's why it's like a move exclusive to him, mostly, for the most part. Yeah, they're talking with each other, him and Ryu, of course. In this particular occasion, sparse evenly with Ryu, like always. You're going to probably see this be a pattern in this vid. Ryu isn't trying too hard, though, in this particular occasion. A good idea of his battle skills, he was able to straight up defeat a character like Vega in this actual particular issue. Tatsumaki kicks him out the window like that. But in this occasion, sparring match with Gen, it seems to be way more even in this occasion. You know what I mean? Just cool sparring sessions, best friends. Has to be comparable to even be worth sparring with. Naturally, he's too strong for like normal people in this universe because they're just awesome like that. He's even defeated strong fighters like Balrog, one of the best boxers in the Street Fighter lore. Very strong being. Name went edit though, counter, dodge, kick. Few panels long, you get an idea of the speed, like a tornado kick looking type of thing. Yeah, this is kind of a long panel. Enjoy the fight. Epic. Knocked him out the window in the process. That type of kicking power. Due to him dedicating his entire life to fighting, he's very disciplined. He's won countless competitions, including the U.S. Martial Arts Tournament, and done it with a swagger, he said. Look at him with the shades. He's fought characters like Zangief, realized when Zangief left himself open, he knew when to counterattack at the right time. Another battle feat of him fighting pretty much everybody important in the universe. Bloodlusted Ryu in this occasion, more proof of him being able to fight on par with Ryu. This time he was bloodlusted. Ken is able to go straight on one-on-one with him and even beat him down for the most part, proving that he can't actually get a W on a bloodlusted Ryu. He falls out here with this nice kick finisher. Uppercut, falls to the ground. Going back to one of the fights that I showed earlier with Vega, he's showing his speed in this occasion. This attack with Zangief, he was able to dodge his attack, see that kick, able to keep pace with Ryu and raw speed. This is important for figuring out how strong he is. It's little stuff like this where you can tell when somebody got reflexes, catches a thrown bottle, blocking and parry Ryu's attacks, whether it be Hadokens or just straight up kicks. He's gotten fights with Akuma, took attacks from Akuma to prove further he's even more on that level. He did not win this fight though. Knocking out Zangief with a series of kicks. One of the strongest female fighters in the verse, known as Cammy. He's gotten hit by characters like Cammy in a fight and stayed conscious. This huge guy known as Hugo, not only did he get hit through a wall by this guy known as Hugo, but it's implied that he KO'd this being that's massively bigger than him, showing that size doesn't mean all that much in this verse. If you're faster and could be stronger. This electric attack from Viper, and he was evidently good, right? Puts him above characters like Cammy, because this same attack, like literally, be too much for Cammy to endure. I mean, in fights like Balrog, you got to look at the little small intricate details like breaking pillars in their fights. Like Balrog, he traded blows with a guy that broke this pillar down. I mean, one of the strongest people physically, like he couldn't even break out of his lock right here. He got slammed by him and was okay. Just little lore on him. Bison's henchman, story mode stuff. Don't you love how he treats him like fodder? Does all three of them with one attack. Remember that feat of him fighting Ryu? Oh man, there's more to it. He was in Satsui no Hado raid when he did this. He kind of beat the Satsui no Hado out with his just raw power. Base form Ken. I mean, his attack power is so great, he decapitates zombies with his kicks. Similar to how you got Evil Ryu, which is basically Satsui no Hado Ryu, base form Ryu, who's still able to fight on Akuma that can level an island. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Ken got base form, and then you got Violent Ken that had the psycho powers of the very powerful being known as M. Bison. Speaking of his raw power right quick, base form state, was able to knock out a crowd of zombies. Okay, let me go back to the Violent Ken. When he had these psycho powers, he was able to beat down characters like Sagat. He was too powered up in this particular occasion. It was pretty bad. Don't forget that Sagat is a being that also always gives Ryu in his base form a nice challenge, even though Ryu does end up winning against him a lot of the times. But that just further adds on the fact on why Ken is comparable to base Ryu, at least. I know I already brought up Hugo already, and he already showed him knock him out, but like, just look at the size difference, my dude. Then Hugo got the nerve to call him small. He's able to kick punching bags in half. To get the best understanding of how strong he is in this Violent Ken state, not too many showing, but you got to get an idea of how strong M. Bison is, right fast. He wields this shadow energy known as the psycho power. It's dark and twisted and stuff like that. It weaponizes evil and souls and draws power from negative emotions and hate and all that crazy stuff. The more you hate me, the more power I will possess. It's kind of like a hack. You'd be better off fighting with no hate in your heart, because you're just going to be powering up. It rises from negative emotions. During the Street Fighter Alpha series, Bison was powered by this thing known as the Cycle Drive. It's a machine housed in his headquarters that increases his abilities and cycle power, constantly restores his body, greatly increasing his power. This same drive can be paired with this satellite, the fire blast of cycle power wherever they are needed. Give you a good idea of how strong he is. This is what they use it for. They can be used to destroy actual freaking cities, nuclear bomb explosion style. But Ken doesn't necessarily need this psycho power at all to even be able to shatter a city with his attacks or punch. You're probably thinking, why doesn't he need that? Well, considering how much he's fought characters like Ryu and top tiers of the verse in his base state, it's logical to think even in his base state he can produce city-shattering levels of power just with a punch. Logically speaking, he should be able to produce at least 40 megatons of power, nuclear bomb levels of punching power, just in his base state. This is probably one of his best showings. Satsui no Hado Ryu, more powered up than base state. Ken, in his base state, was able to produce enough energy to knock it out of him. Always remember that a Satsui no Hado Ryu was able to defeat an M. Bison. That's how much raw power he got. Not to mention that M. Bison in the past has used Ryu's power to destroy an entire city before. Ryu was used in the cycle power drive, further concreting how strong Ken has to be in this universe. Yeah, cities just get wiped out by these beings, the power that resides in them, that they can attack. If that's not enough, remember that Ryu in his base strength, these guys are not normal. He can lift hundreds of tons. This should apply to Ken because their strength is close to one another. Never forget that Ryu's also done this to Bison in his base, further confirming Ken's level. Ken is not a flea in comparison to characters like Akuma, who can literally punch hard enough to level an entire island with his attack power. further concreting their city-busting punches of power in this verse. I mean, shoot, anybody that can do this to Satsui no Haya Ryu in his base state knocks the Satsui no Hado out of him. It's pretty impressive to me. Bye, Felicia. Leg sweep. Characters like Guile's attacks can literally break the sound barrier. One of his moves, the Sonic Boom, Ken has comparable speed to guys like this. Back to speed. Depending on how you look at it, M. Bison is implied to be able to move at speeds comparable to a laser, like when it comes to raw travel speed in this occasion. Could be a little bit ambiguous, but something you might be able to consider of them being able to react to laser type stuff if M. Bison can use this in combat. So similar to Ryu, dodging bullets should be easy for characters like Ken as well, that type of speed. Implied to be able to move like a blur as well. It's just light work for their type of combat reflexes and speed and etc. For those that are confused, so why can Ken destroy an actual island even though we haven't seen him do it yet? Well, it's like this. Ken is able to do this to a Satsui no Hado Ryu. Base Ryu can match a characters like Akuma in combat who can literally bust an island with multiple mountains on it. Ryu fought on par with this same being. Ryu survived the island's destruction. This is the same being that Ryu been fighting all this time in the game's lore. Street Fighter Alpha 2. Yep, all those mountains. As Akuma's island disappears. Yep, Ryu's there. And that's why Ken should be in those island shattering levels in his base state, because he literally fought a more powered up version of Ryu that was fighting that Akuma that destroyed that island. Does that make any sense? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. From the inside looking in, you might have not thought of the idea of a Street Fighter character in their base state being able to like literally punch an island apart. That's kind of crazy, ain't it? I want to hear you guys' thoughts though. You want more Street Fighter stuff? If this does well, you might see more on the channel. Yes, I know video games can get a bit hard to figure out what's canon and what's not canon because the video games came first and then the comics got into play, blah, blah, blah. But imagine if we wanted to go full-blown non-canon stuff like the Hulk in Marvel vs. Capcom, you know what I'm saying? Like Ryu and Hulk trained in that game's universe. You know what I'm saying? But this is just, I'm not saying this is canon or nothing. It's just something that you think about if you wanted to really call everything canon, right? But I will see you guys later.